Alright guys, we got a cop up here on the side of the road. We're gonna come up here and see what he's doing. Yucaipa Boulevard, just below 4th. Looks like he has somebody pulled over. So maybe they're out here working traffic tonight. Wonder if they'll say, "Can you give us a break? We're kind of giving people citations." Look at this, guys. See which deputy it is. Now this is about where I was standing when he said I was obstructing them. I was standing about here, this far away. It's about 25 feet or more. And all I was doing was telling the sergeant who put his spotlight in my face on bright that he was blinding me and it was a violation of their media policy for the department. That's all I was saying. But you know, cops gotta be cops, man. Looks like it says S1. No, it's a number. I can't, maybe an 8. If there's an S1, it would be Sarge, but it looks like it's an 8. I can't tell in the dark. Well, we're gonna let them know that we're watching them. That's for show. You know, the arrest should have never happened. It was unlawful, man. So I wasn't obstructing. I was doing just what I'm doing right now, standing here, talking into the camera. I don't even know if I was talking to the camera at that point. I think I was just standing there, and the sergeant swiveled the light so it was in my face. I was up here. It was a different street, but it was, you know, up in front, a little far away. And so I walked to the back of the police car so I couldn't get blinded because it was causing me to see spots. And he went to follow me with a light, but he had a deputy standing here. And I said, "Yeah, you can't, you got a deputy standing there. Try it now, jackass." And they said, "That's it, you're obstructing." How am I obstructing? In fact, I don't even know if I was talking to him at that point. I think the sergeant was talking to the guy, and the guy started talking to me. So the sergeant technically was obstructing. He's having him step out. Let's see why. Let's see why they're stepping out. And again, we're about 25 feet away. I have my press credentials on. Penal Code 148AG or 148G says videography is not reason for a crime or suspicion. All I'm doing is video recording. So under Penal Code 148G, I am not breaking the law. I'm allowed to do this. I'm not obstructing him from this distance, 25 feet away. I'm not delaying him. If he has to take his attention off of them to look at me, well, that's his own fault. He's got cars driving by. Now the passengers should not ID at all unless they're on probation or parole. Why? Because the passengers didn't commit a crime. It was the driver that got pulled over. So hopefully the passengers will listen and not ID. They'll ask, what crime have I committed that I have to give you my ID? Because only the driver was pulled over. The passengers were not pulled over. They were just riding in the car. So if he starts asking for IDs, the passengers should ask, what crime am I suspected of committing that I have to ID? And that's lawful. And he knows that they don't have to provide ID unless they're on probation or parole. So hopefully the passengers will not give him their ID. Hopefully let me write these cars, but I would say, hopefully the passengers will ask, what crime have I suspected of committing? I'm the passenger. Remember, the driver was pulled over, not the passengers. They were just riding in the car. And I'm kind of speaking loud so that they can get educated and know that they don't have to ID. Just remember that. I always see passengers giving up their driver's license or ID, and I'm like, why? You weren't the driver. You were just riding in the car. It was the driver that got pulled over. Something's up here. Now I'm wondering if he gave consent for him to search. Because they have to ask for consent and say, do I have consent to search your vehicle? Huh? You didn't answer. Anyway, so they have to give consent. He has to ask, do I have consent to search your vehicle? And if he didn't, then it's not a consensual search. They can, a defense attorney can use that. I think he said he didn't ask. But unless he sees something in plain view, he has to ask, do I have consent to search your vehicle? If he doesn't ask, it's a non-consensual search. He has to get a search warrant. But most people don't know the law. They think if the deputy asks something, they have to say, okay. You don't have to say, okay. You have to give them consent. And again, the passengers do not have to ID to the cop unless they've been suspected of committing a crime.
Hey, by the way, are you Australian?
Yeah. I fucking knew it, bro. I fucking knew it, dog. He was like, bro, I just want to let you know this officer did a great job.
Yeah, he's professional, but still... Yeah, he's professional. No, not all cops are professional, though. He did a good job. A few things to clean up, but he didn't ask the passengers for ID. That was the plus. But he was professional, I'll give him that. Now, it sounded like he said that he smelled marijuana when he was talking to him right here. I couldn't exactly hear, but I heard something about something in the car. It was obviously something in the car. So I think he smelled marijuana, and that was the reason for the search. Look at this idiot. That's gonna go to Sheriff Dykus if you don't knock it off. San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department media policy. We will not interfere unnecessarily with the media. I am the media. Do not do that. Don't do that. You've now been educated. There it is, Sheriff Dykus. That's your boy. That's your boy, Sheriff. It's going to the sheriff. He's going to get a lot of those.